PewDiePie, Low, a couple different other people. We're gonna be rating their setups on the list. It's gonna be dope. The first one I want to rate is PewDiePie setup. I think it's a pretty well done setup. I would almost say it's S tier just because the aesthetic and before his setup transformation from then to now, and I really like it a lot more. In my opinion, I think this just looks a lot better. He's done a way better job with like the aesthetic overall. This is Low's setup. His setup is unique. I think that's where he stands out, is his uniqueness. I think he did a really good job of his like showing his aesthetic and showing who he is in the setup. His setup has one of the best personality setups I've seen because of the way that he conducts himself and the way that he does everything in his setup. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of the most unique setups on YouTube. It's sad to see it go because I think he's moving soon. I don't want to say he's like above PewDiePie because I think PewDiePie's is better than Logan's setup. In my opinion, I like PewDiePie's aesthetic more, but I think chat's gonna like, you know, they're gonna say it's Logan's above PewDiePie. Next up, we have Stable Ron. Oh my, cable management.
We got, you know, always got to support the boy. The big clicks. What was you playing? Oh, it focuses.
We can barely see the setup. This is the worst YouTube video I've ever seen. Ron, please film a freeze frame of your setup, man. I can't see what's going on. Cable management's awful. I don't really like his desk either. Definitely think that this is gonna be C or D. Nick A30. Now, I haven't seen this video, but I've heard his setup is insane. Oh wow, that's actually really nice. That's crazy. I don't like the 4-monitor layout, bro. He's got command center, bro. His streaming PC is, well, he doesn't really have any specs.
My brand.
Oh, there we go. His gaming PC is an i9 990K 2080 Ti for the win 3. Okay, 32 gigs of RAM too. Damn.
You can see over there, of course, they're liquid cooled and it gets really, really hot in here. We have some very nice AC installed. It also does heat as well.
Damn.
And after a stream, I like to kind of just sit back here, chill, get a nice little massage from my personal massager.
W flex, right? Like, come on, that's crazy. Okay, so he has 2 UPCs and he has 4 pedals. That's crazy. So if I'm being honest, I mean, the setup is pretty good, but the cable management could be a little better. But everything else in the room is really nice. Like, he has cable management all over the walls. Like, he's got raceways on the walls to like hide the cables and stuff like that. But then when it comes to his actual setup, he's got cables everywhere. So like, if I were him, I would just like, I would cable manage just this area and like down here, you know. But everywhere else in the room seems pretty cable managed for the most part, you know what I mean? Like, I think we put him in an insane setup. I think he has one of the most insane setups on Twitch. So
what?
Keep rocking with it. Like 830 looks dope. Jarian, it's Jarian. I think he's a Fortnite YouTuber. I've only seen Jarian a couple times. So yeah, so I guess it's a very plain 2-monitor setup. It's not awful. I think overall he did a pretty good job. I love that he's got a hardwood countertop across. I mean, it's very generic. It's nothing over the top. B is probably pretty accurate. Moving on to Symphony setup. Now, I've heard Symphony setup is pretty decent.
A few moments later.
Oh my, oh!
Block those wires.
Oh, hell nah. What the hell are you doing? Is this carpet? Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bro. Everything else in the room is so cool so far. But like the actual setup is like not able to fit where he's trying to put it. Like, the setup's way too small. So in my opinion, this is not an awful setup, but like, I like the room a lot more. I love the projector. I love that he set that all up. But then his setup, we get to his setup and stuff, and it's like, it's literally awful. Like, it's just like, it doesn't seem like it fits at all. So I would say it's probably in D. I would say it's above Ron if we're counting the room too. We're gonna move on to typical gamer. Oh, what? Oh, what? All right, bro. What is this? I understand dual PC cable management's like hard, but like, holy, bro. The only thing that I don't like about the setup is, again, the cable management. But other than that, it seems on top of the desk, it seems great. He's got a lot of space, a lot of mouse pad room. I'd say it's above Jarian. I'd say it's probably A, below Low, but in A tier. This is Lashland. I hope I said his name right. I've never seen this YouTuber before. Also, oh damn, he's a big YouTuber. 10 million. Oh, 14 million. Oh my god. Okay, so we're purely going off of this. This looks great. This looks awesome. Cable management seems pretty on point. The Go XLR is a 4.9 mouse pad. I would personally change that. But you know, I really like his lighting in his room. I love that he's got different angles on his camera, stuff like that. I feel like everything that in the room has a purpose. I mean, he's promoting some sort of merch or something he's got going up here. And then on top of that, like his background is like this camera angle is pretty good. And then also on top of that, like this camera angle is pretty good as well. So if I'm looking at the setup as a whole, I think he did an incredible job. I love the aesthetic he's building. So I would say it's probably like an S tier, if not above or below low. I feel like it's like on par with Logan. Fresh. All right, this is another massive YouTuber. Let's see what we got. $1 million office tour. This is $1 million setup, by the way. Think about that for a second. $1 million. I might be a little critical here. $1 million. Okay, that's a lot of money. The room as a whole so far, pretty good. Overall, the setup isn't bad. I wouldn't say it's like insane. The cool thing to me was this setup over here, like a nice music producing studio. So yeah, I would say it's probably above Jarian. Loser Fruit setup is next. But this is what we got going on setup wise. It's also our bedroom. Yeah, it looks massive. A decent setup. It just seems a little bit cluttered overall. It just seems like there's so much stuff everywhere. Like the setup is cool, but it needs a better execution. Like she just needs a bigger desk and maybe like to pull the desk a little bit away so she can separate the monitors and stuff like that. Overall, the setup isn't terrible. I think she did a pretty good job of like making the aesthetic. I love the room. Overall, I would probably rate her right above Fresh because her setup's really nice, but I don't think it's like insane, like to where I would put it at the top. All right, moving on to the Greg. This is insane. This is insane. Oh my God, bro's got Goku in his room. I think the room itself is really nice looking, the aesthetic he's got going on behind him, but the actual setup here isn't like insane. I wouldn't say this is like the most insane setup ever or anything like that, but I'm purely looking at the setup. I mean, the cable management and the monitors could be a little bit fixed. I mean, this PC case is freaking massive. And then on top of that, it feels like his desk space isn't that great. Like he needs a little bit more desk space if that were me. I think I'd put it at the bottom of the S tier. I don't like it more than any of these three because it's over top. I don't think it's like the most insane setup. So if this were the tier list, I think this is what I would make it. Yeah, I think I did a pretty decent job. I think I got my opinions across. I think I did a pretty decent job of rating them too. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And don't forget to follow the Twitch down below. See you there.